to prove himself against herO, the ace of CJ Entis. This Protoss versus Protoss determines which of these two teams is going to the finals.
It's amazing because after everything these two teams have been through, this one game, not even a series, not anything, this one game between two Protoss players, they played today, both of them, they both won, but it's between these two players that will decide everything, whether they get to the finals or whether they're kicked out.
Yep. It all comes down to one last game. There's no second chances, there's no extra lives, there's nothing left to say here. It all comes down to a best of one in a Protoss versus Protoss, a mirror matchup here in the semifinals. And I cannot imagine the nerves of these two players right now going into what is the very most important match of their career of this season so far. Here are our predictions.
Me and you go for herO, as well as the analyst up there on the Korean desk, Mayhem, and the other two go for Rain.
Their predictions here, very divided. Again, slightly favoring herO here. I'm sure that if you're one of the coaches of these two teams, I'm guessing if you're the CJ coach, you're doing a small little fist pump there. Knowing that at least like most of the casters are feeling his player here. But honestly, Rain, the king of consistency, man, and a Protoss, this could go either way. This is
close.
So epic. This is so exciting. Let's jump into the final game here of the semifinals, number one, to find out whether SKT or CJ Entis is going to the grand finals.
Up here in the top left in the red for SK Telecom, it's Rain.
And down here to the 6 o'clock position for CJ Entis, it's herO. The winningest players in Pro League, very consistent, very solid, plays a lot, wins a lot. Rain, on the other hand, known for his consistency, known for his macro games. This is a macro-oriented Protoss versus Protoss map. We don't see too many early losses taken here. And you can see the two players' stats here at the bottom right in total. Yeah, I'll just give you some extra information there.
Yeah, including playoffs, herO, 12-6 versus Protoss.
And merry-go-round, you can see these team stats.
Yeah,
10-5 and 8-7.
Doing a little bit better than CJ.
And these two players, you can see herO's 2-0. Rain has not played a single map on this location. Normally favors playing on Frost.
Pretty surprising. I mean, it's better to have experience on a map if you're facing not your mirror matchup, but in a mirror matchup, it's not going to matter as much, although it will still matter.
It will matter for sure. Is having knowledge of the map, having knowledge of where certain terrains can be exploited, where you want to set up your concaves, how you want to engage. There's certain rules that apply to all matchups. For example, on this map, how would you want to engage with your Colossi? This can apply to a Colossi versus Roach Hydra Corruptor mix. This can apply your Colossi to Colossi versus Colossi, Colossi versus Charge Zealot Archons. And they can also apply to Charge Zealot, a Colossi Stalker versus Bio. You know, all of these things apply, all these things matter. So I feel like it's not that significant because both of these players play this map all the time and practicing on the ladder. And saying that Rain's never played on this map doesn't mean, well, I guess he doesn't know how to play the map. He certainly does, I can assure you that.
Yes, definitely. Both of these players just going for 2 in the gas, so we're going to have equal gas mining right now. Could see those extra minerals be used on an extra gateway.
Yeah. Definitely a possibility. We'll see in that in just a second if it does happen. Mothership Core looks like it's going to come out first for both of these two. And so far, mirrored builds entirely here. A slightly faster probe for Rain. Looks like it might use one more chrono energy there. Whereas herO favoring in that warp gate research and that mothership core out slightly faster. Rain chooses a stalker before his mothership core, so that's a slight variation here as well. And a nexus for herO. And the probe barely walks right past that. Will see it on his way out if he didn't see it already.
Yeah, he's going to know this is on the way, and pretty far away. This map doesn't have the shortest rush distances in the world, so we see a Twilight Council drop down here for Rain.
That placement makes me feel DTEs, just instinct, like I've got this feeling. Got this intuition. Could be wrong. Twilight Council goes down for herO as well. This is about to get crazy, Brendan.
Blink versus Blink, always really fun. DTs versus Twilight Tech, not fun for the guy who's defending.
Not fun for anyone, I think, except the player who goes DTs. Even for him, I think he's probably going to feel bad about it afterwards.
But immediately, Blink is started.
Yeah.
And an extra 2 gates, so we're going to see 3-gate Blink.
My intuition is wrong. He's going to try to force his way in here to scout with that Mothership Core, knowing it's a rush Nexus. There might be fewer units. The last very smartly placed Stalker there by herO. Will deny. Plus the units he had on the low ground to stop any probes from coming in there as well. So, let's see. He's actually going to go over and check to see if there's any pylons on the map near his base for counterattacks. We'll find this probe. Very good Stalker micro stutter steps. One more will do it. Kills the probe. He's actually following his opponent's Mothership Core here. Cannot afford to lose this. That's his only high ground vision.
Gotta be so careful. It's losing a lot of health.
All right, here comes that very close forward warping point. He's got a much faster Blink here. And he's going to have much more Stalkers, obviously, without a Nexus. This is a very aggressive move here by Rain. Warp Gate research is just now done for herO. This could decide everything. This could decide which one of these teams is going to the playoffs. Gateway replaced here. Trying to get a few more warps and a few more Stalkers. He's actually got the Stalker advantage right now. And he's going to come in here with this Mothership Core. Not sure why. Going to recall. He's distracting him a little bit here, I suppose.
I guess that may have been the only thing it's done for, because he just lost his Mothership Core. And now this Mothership Core of herO is in here, does get the Nexus Cannon down.
That's a question for the ages, man, what was happening there. Like, I actually have no idea. I honestly have no idea. It looked very intentional, but I just don't understand why, to be honest. It bought him a little bit of time on the natural, but so what? He's now trying to engage here on a Mothership Cannon. His opponent also has Blink, which is going to cost him a lot here. And another warp into units is not something that herO wants to chase too far, but picks off another Stalker and gets away. Beautifully done. herO looking really strong right now.
He really, really does. I think we saw the robotics facility coming down for herO. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we do have DTs on the way here for Rain.
I think he did start it, but may have canceled it. That's actually a really good question. He's going to actually maybe get this pylon, decides to start engaging units instead. That Zealot actually going to work at the front here. A second Zealot warped in as well, helping to tank a lot here. A really smart choice, because all he needs to do is defend this forward warping point, because he's relying on DTs alone. And I feel like right now herO may be thinking, you know, this is actually all he need to do is defend. He doesn't have another base. He keeps warping in Stalkers. He can't have anything else.
But he would be wrong. DTs are on the way.
Robo now queued. It's so late, though. It's so late. And will this be the first time we ever see a Dark Shrine player actually target a Robo? Let's find out right now. Here comes the DT. People in the crowd are standing up and screaming. He needs to block this right now with his Stalkers to get that Robo finished. We should see some more DTs warped in just a second. A second one is being warped in right now. He's killing a lot of the army regardless. Where's that force field? Might as well drop it now, I'd say. He can't afford to be losing all these Stalkers. A second DT coming in here. Good Blink Stalker micro. Now he starts to fight the Nexus, even bringing those DTs over as well. This is so close right now. He will get this Nexus down, and the DT is ready to come in. He force fields again.
He's going to have to just keep on force fielding.
If he has a third DT, he could make an Archon here and break the ramp. Third DT is coming in right now. And he fights his way through. Is actually doing a lot of damage here. Does Rain have enough of those two DTs? Looks like he might. This is so close. The Observer is almost out, and he pulls the probes right now. So many Stalkers on both sides. A third DT joins the mix. He targets Robo briefly, decides to use the DTs to fight instead. There's the Observer. It's out. But this is still such a close fight. So many Stalkers on both sides here, and it looks like Rain is forced out.
He's finally forced out. He has lost so many probes, though. Look at that probe count. He's down to 10 right now.
10 harvesters.
Hasn't been too much.
It may be, with just a few warpins of Stalkers, maybe Rain can actually break him here. This is herO's last chance. He's got the concave on top of the ramp that's helping him defend here so well. Rain is trying to break through, but it's just not enough, not yet. I think he needs a few more stalkers. He decides to blink forward. He's very confident here. He continues to warp in. He continues to push. And I think he actually just barely has enough.
He has enough. He's broken the ramp. The blink micro is really good out of herO, but he just doesn't have enough.
Oh my God, what a crazy finale. SKT fans are standing up and screaming. Rain is cheering. Look at herO's face. It's a face of defeat. Such a close game, such an incredible game. The cancel on the Robo may be what cost him. We'll never know. But this game is certainly over. And it looks like we're going to have SKT in the finals. GG!
People stand up and scream. Rain runs out of the booth, and SK Telecom has just barely pulled it off somehow, some way. Rain was the choice. He has done it.
This may be my favorite game of all time, Breno, we just watched. Oh my God. I'm shaking right now. Look at the coach. Possibly one of the closest games we've ever had of all time of Pro League at this level of importance. Definitely gets the highest priority in my mind, man. Oh my God. I think the first thing I'm gonna do when I get home is open up the bot and watch it again. Oh, that was so close.
Oh my God.
I mean, the micro, the force field's out. I was slowly wasn't getting those force fields out. You know, you wanted to just wait till the last second. Notice when you had those stalkers on the ramp on hold position, he was blinking them back to make sure they couldn't die. And Rain with that split-second decision also made his Dark Shrine at his forward pylon, so be even less likely to be scouted. The choice to cancel the Robo may have been the right one anyways, because without that extra money, he might not be able to hold the initial attack.
Because he made that Nexus. It was a bit of a greedy Nexus. I mean, he went for the attack by Rain was good. He knew that he had a chance there to take the victory with a really aggressive play. It's not something we see a lot out of Rain, but he knows. He's so consistent. He knows in that situation, he had to go aggressive, and he forced it. It was such a smart move to drop down that Dark Shrine. I know many players would not have thought of it. They would have just tried to break through with the Blink Stalkers, but he knew that herO would have had to cancel any robotics tech that he had or any kind of Stargate or anything.
It was essentially a bluff, you know. He just kept warping in stalkers, constantly attacking forward, and he terrified CJ's herO so much that he was like, he's got to be all in, he's got to have one Nexus, he's not making DTs, he's not doing anything else. And the second he saw that DT, he had to hold on the ramp. That cost him too many stalkers, it cost him too many units. He lost his Nexus. A very, very hard-fought game there. And Coach Park is in tears. It's been a long, long season, guys. And I got to say, CJ came a very long way. But they were up against the favorites. They were up against the favorites from day one. I said it. And you said it too, Brendan. When we came and started casting, it was my first time casting Pro League. I was so excited. Everyone was saying SKT is going to the finals. And here they are. It was not easy. It's been a long, long season. But they have made it. They have won it. Let's take a look at the recap here.
Dark wins over Hush, Classic wins over Sora, Hydra beats down Sue in a bit of an upset. Rain takes down Byung, stops that mech play. herO takes down Parting, and then Heffert takes down Sulky in the ZVZ, and then finally in that ace match, Rain takes down herO. One of the most epic matches we have ever had here.
You know, my MVP for the whole day is actually Effort, man, because he was actually the one who forced the ace match in the first place, had a huge upset there in that ZVZ, beat Sulky. And we're actually going to be having an interview, especially today, amidst the crowd's cheers, from Canada. He will actually be doing the interview. And is your mic working, Sojung? I'm going to give you my mic once the interview starts. So we're going to be hearing.
Interview starts.
We'll be hearing from Rain, the ace player today, who was also able to stomp down that mech. Before we do that, we'll just give you guys another shot here. We saw the schedule earlier, but here's again just one more look at the finals venue where SKT will be joining either KT Rolster or Jin Air coming up in just a few weeks on the 9th on Saturday at 6 p.m. 30 minutes earlier than our normal time. And on a Saturday as well, not a normal Pro League day. Kanata looking really excited to do this interview, as he should be. I think everybody's excited. So am I. like Kanata asks the real questions. My favorite questions we've ever had in interviews are the ones that Kanata or MCs actually go in and ask. Because Kanata himself is actually playing on the ladder still at Grandmaster level, and obviously a former pro gamer himself asks really good questions.